early in the, well, not early, but in the morning hours yesterday, you saw Rashid Shaheed moved from the Saints up to Seattle. We discussed that trade on the show. And then once we got off the air, right at the buzzer of the trade deadline, you saw Trevor Penning being moved out to Los Angeles to the Chargers, who are really hurting on the offensive line and needed some help. And I talked to you during the show yesterday and said, look, this is the right thing. You've got to trade any value and any assets that you have to try to build for the future, because the present is so bleak for the New Orleans Saints that the immediate future is that bleak by proxy. Like, it just is. There's just not a quick fix to this. So anything that you can get that represents future assets that may help you down the line, you've got to do it. So is the return for Trevor Penning a 6th-round pick in the following, like not even the 2026 draft, the 2027 draft? Is that a big haul? No, but you didn't pick up Trevor Penning's option. You're probably not going to re-sign him. If you can get anything for him, you move him. And I think that's the right thing to do. Now, this is something that is important, I think, to me. We talked about the opposite situation when the clock was running out on Dennis Allen, because I felt like there was a good chance that the organization might make some short-sighted moves to try to save Dennis Allen's job and try to do everything they could with Derek Carr still there, and it may compromise the future of the organization. I was worried about hypothetical decisions the Saints could make to try to get fractionally better right now and mortgage future. And you have to always, as an organization, weigh the right now with the future. And that's the same situation now that Dennis Allen's gone, Derek Carr's gone. You're in that situation right now. It's just flipped. And so right now, you're without your most consistent wide receiver. Rashid Shaheed's gone. Right now, you're without your starting left guard. He's gone. And right now, you're trying to break in a new quarterback whose job just got tougher yesterday. There's no two ways about that. When you're Tyler Shough, and good or like, whatever you want to say about Trevor Penning's ability and his level of play, the staff deemed he was the best left guard they had, and you don't have him anymore. And Shaheed's gone as well. So you're looking at an offensive line that has a rookie at left tackle in Kelvin Banks. You don't have your starting left guard. Your center is out. Your right guard is the worst in the NFL. And your right tackle is a second-year player who's in his first year at right tackle. Like, that's not a good offensive line. Maybe Dylan Radins comes in and gives you a better level of play. That's possible. Maybe Richard steps in and does a really good job while Fuaga's hurt at right tackle. Like, maybe so, but your offensive line is not good. And one of the perceived strengths of this team entering the season at wide receiver, you just lost your biggest big play threat. So Tyler Shough is now really up against it. And I talked a lot about this in August, about trying to cultivate a quality ecosystem for Tyler Shough. Trying to give him every opportunity, even for Spencer Rattler too, trying to give him an opportunity, the best opportunity possible to develop and show himself. And you compromised that yesterday. And I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Because of what I had to say on Monday. If, man, your defensive backs were playing really good, and Chase Young was playing at a Pro Bowl level, and Brian Brzee, with the help of Devon Godshaw, had really stepped forward, and you were stopping the run pretty well, and your bookend tackles were really playing great, and Olave and Shaheed, now healthy, were really getting things done. And oh my goodness, Kendre Miller is running the ball, and you've actually got some real things that were looking good. Maybe you're only, what are the Saints, 1-8 right now, so that's 9 games. Maybe you're only 4-5. Maybe you're only 3-6, but you've lost a couple games by a field goal, and you're really competing. Well, at that point, I'm probably going to try to keep Tyler Shough in an advantageous situation. Theoretically, if they were playing that well, or maybe you've seen Rattler, and those guys, you're seeing strides. But what did I tell you on Monday? I told you on Monday, there's not a single position group on this team that's league average. Not one. So you're not in a spot where you've got to prioritize the quarterback's development. You're now in a spot where the quarterback is just part of an entire transformation of the roster. And so now my priorities have to change. I can't make decisions just based on the quarterback. And you never make them 100% on the quarterback, but you can prioritize the quarterback. You can't in this situation. In this situation, you've now got to think more so about future assets. And you know what one of those future assets might be? A first-round pick quarterback this year in the top 3 picks in the draft. Like, that may be one of those things. And you may have gotten closer to that yesterday. Like, you may have been. So it's unfortunate for Tyler Shough because they're going to throw him in the deep end of this pool. And, brother, this is a deep end of the pool. This is not actually throwing in the deep end of the pool. This is throwing you out in the middle of the lake, saying, figure it out. There's shore over there. Float on your back, call over some boats, get there one way or another, but we don't have a lot of help for you here. Because they don't. They don't have a good offensive line. The tight end doesn't make plays. Your best wide receiver's gone. You can't run the football. Your second team running back's out. It's just not good. It's not good. And so what I think happened yesterday, it's been happening since the beginning of the season, but it went further yesterday, is you've further diminished Tyler Shough's chances of being the Saints franchise quarterback. They haven't been eliminated. And what have I told you week after week after week after week? This is not new. I've told you this week after week. The odds that Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shough is the Saints' 10-year franchise quarterback, the odds are low. 5th-round picks almost never make it. 2nd-round picks, not as good a hit rate as top 10 picks. Just pick an NFL team straight out of a hat. They've probably got a top 20 pick playing quarterback for them. Yes, there are exceptions to that, but probably. And so while that's a rule that your quarterback usually comes out of the top 20, by definition, outside the top 20, those guys don't have a great shot to excel. But it was good to take a chance. I'm okay with the Saints taking a chance on Shough. But based on where that team is now, based on where that roster is now, that just got even worse yesterday, I think the writing was on the wall that New Orleans will be in the market for a quarterback next spring. Like, they probably were anyway. I think it's even likelier now. If it was 75% Monday morning, it's 85% today. I think it's overwhelming that will happen. It's up to Shough to prove me wrong, to prove the Saints' draft pick from last year right. It's going to be an uphill battle. But if Tyler Shough can succeed with this cast of characters, with that offensive line, with multiple patchwork pieces, with a wide receiver core of Chris Olave, Brandon Cooks, Devon Vele, Mason Tipton, if he can make this work, whoa, that's a statement. And the same way, if Kellen Moore can make this work, that's a statement. We don't have to worry about Kellen Moore when he's got a really good offense. When he's got a really good offensive personnel, Philly, Dallas, they produce. He's shown it. If he can do it with this group, if Shough can do it with this group, that's a statement. I just think the Saints did the right thing yesterday, recouping as much as they could for 2 of their assets. They're limited in their assets. They did the right thing there. It probably is at the detriment of Tyler Shough. And you're probably looking at the Saints drafting a quarterback in the spring. And guess what? Most Saints fans at this point are good with that. Most Saints fans are good with that. Because the vast majority of those Saints fans at this point have never seen a quarterback taken that early. Some have. A few. There are a few out there. Not many. And I think that's what you inched toward yesterday. I have not praised the Saints much. I blasted the entire organization on Monday, and that's kind of been the vibe since late last year. But they did the right thing yesterday, and now we just got to play out this string. Not a lot of fun, but it is what it is. Tough for Tyler Shough. We'll see what he can do coming up on Sunday. Hey, it's on. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.